have for long sort of worked on ensuring that out of school children and children who we call in difficult circumstances on account of various reasons, are back to school. Uh, we generally operate with the belief that any child out of school is almost like a child labor or vulnerable to being a child labor. So one of our ongoing efforts was some time now, quite some time now, is to get out of school children back to school. This on the one hand. And on the other hand, it is a question of ensuring that uh, public we believe in public education, and our efforts go on to strengthening public education. So it's more meaningful. Curriculum is better. Children are there. It has we have a model of what on 14 points on what a good public education could be and what it does it mean for the schools. So in the context of COVID, this created a huge problem. And needless to say, the access, there's differential access to education, uh, and access of children to schools were closed to begin with. But even when it moved to online, in many cases, still hasn't. Uh, Children's education and schooling was affected considerably, and this has a lot of social repercussions. I mentioned to you about, indicated to you about child marriage. So obviously that this means that given also the other forms of precarity which we were just speaking about, and given the fact that schools are closed, it can mean a much greater risk for girls in particular, and obviously for communities which have been outside of education. So with both those, and of course, the third aspect is lockdowns have meant that women's work burdens have really gone up. So within that context, we have been working tirelessly for some time, for about 4 months or even slightly around that, with an effort to get children to continue their education. And now this again through two ways. One, where there is an online access issue, our volunteers are with children to ensure a meaningful use of wherever there is an online teaching going on, and wherever schools have been closed, our volunteers have actually been helping children through special pathshalas, through helping them in teaching. Uh, to give you an example, uh, in Uttar Pradesh, our education, and now this was going on by the way, and then COVID meant that we had to change our strategies, like you rightly said. Like in Uttar Pradesh, our education volunteers, now all these education, we have 5,300 education volunteers in the state of Uttar Pradesh alone. I'm giving you an example of one state in the time there is. And they are these volunteers from 20 districts in Uttar Pradesh are based in the village themselves. Uh, and so our volunteers during COVID times sought out those children who were having much difficulty in terms of accessing education, in terms of continuing school, in terms of the school closures, and the fact that they were having continuous, significant difficulties in even learning. So as of 30th June, we were able to reach to about 50,000 children, around half of them girls, across 4,500 villages, in terms of ensuring their continuity of education. Uh, this is something that data for June tells me. Now this is Jan to June data, but if I were to look at specifically at COVID pandemic times and all these months of COVID pandemic alone, then about 2,000 of our education volunteers stepped forward in this particular state of Uttar Pradesh to ensure continuity of education of children from vulnerable communities, children of daily wagers, migrant workers. Now, these volunteers, on the one hand, have been motivating parents of these children to ensure their continued education. But besides, they've been giving free tuitions to out of school children to help them continue their teaching, their interest in education, to help them continue with the reading, writing, and arithmetic. and to ensure they reach parity with other children of their age when they do get admission into age appropriate classes later on. Um, we've been running in another state in Haryana, in specific areas with vulnerable communities, Mohalla Pathshalas. Once again, village-based volunteers are running these Mohalla Pathshalas. On the 8th of September this year, we've launched a Yes to School campaign with an idea of advancing these very ideas of identifying volunteers, training volunteers, what we call our Shiksha Sathis, our volunteers, across 15 states, with the main objective to ensure free, quality, and inclusive education to all children during these times. So that is how we are doing. One of the things that the volunteers do is they work very closely with the school management committees, strengthen the school management committees uh, to have far more insightful discussions, regular discussions on all school related issues. At this point in time, on online education issues as well. At this point in time, on parallel classes or special classes. Uh, mm, in addition, we have been running at least in states of Haryana and Uttar Pradesh for now, and we are planning to sort of generalize it across different states. A campaign which we call Act for Scholarship. We're trying to link up through various Janta ka webinars, face-to-face trainings, once again with volunteers, children who are supposed to get scholarships, uh, children from Dalit, tribal, and backward communities and minorities who are supposed to who could get what is called school scholarship under the government schemes, but have neither the information about it nor the awareness about it. And even if they have the information and awareness about it, have not filled up the form for one reason or other. So we're running this campaign called the Act for Scholarship to help link these children with the various scholarship schemes of the center and the state, which are slightly, in addition to each other. And we've trained volunteers to have these interactive discussions with students for the processes of filling up scholarship applications, facilitating application filing processes, facilitating linkages with the block education officials and other officials responsible for scholarship schemes or link persons for scholarship schemes at the district level. In Uttar Pradesh alone, for instance, we reached out to 16,108 children and supported nearly 6,000 children in filling up applications for various scholarships in 28 districts. I don't have the offhand figure for Haryana, but it's something quite considerable as well. Um, we've been running a lot of webinars, and these webinars are not, sort of restricted to what's called urban kind of webinars. We run what's called a Janta Ka webinar series, uh, जहाँ पे where our volunteers are able to go and sit with children, their abhivavaks, meaning their parents, and other school management committees in the village with one mobile instrument. And in these webinars, it's like a training program on how do you fill your scholarship schemes, what kind of scholarship schemes are there. One of the last webinars I was on personally, we had the officials from the social welfare ministry actually telling us and training young students and volunteers on how to fill out these forms, what kind of schemes are available in different states of the country. So that's also been going on. That's with reference to our Act for Scholarship campaign. In 50 districts in 5 states of the country, uh, together with support from UNICEF, uh, we have our district level staff who are focusing on preventing child marriages with an ultimate goal of linking girls to education, preventing trafficking. So our district staff, who we call district coordinators, are based in the districts, 50 districts, and they work closely with district administration on the one hand, and with volunteers, as I was mentioning you, on the other hand, with local community formations, local social organizations, in ensuring that no girls are married before the age, and girls are linked to education, and that's had considerable success till now. This has been a campaign which has been there's been effort. It's more than a campaign which has been going on for the last let me say about a year or so, a year and a half. In all, one data tells me that we've managed to support, stop actually. So we managed to support 1,771 girls, and we managed to support 1,771 child marriages in these 5 states, from where these girls were fixed to get married, and we managed to stop it. And this is an ongoing effort in states of Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, Rajasthan, and West Bengal.